Welcome back to Channel Nation of Glory. Today, we bring you the story of a woman who refused to let pain define her. A woman who fell down, broke bones, faced heartbreak, and still stood tall, smiling, shining, and fighting harder every time. Her journey is not just about wrestling, it's about resilience, dreams, and the fire to rise when the world counts you out. This is the emotional and inspiring story of Chelsea Ann Cardona, known to millions as Chelsea Green, the Canadian warrior who turned every setback into a comeback. Chelsea Green was born on April 4, 1991, in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, a place surrounded by calm oceans and mountains, but for her, life was never meant to be calm. From a young age, Chelsea was full of energy, passionate, ambitious, and determined to do something extraordinary. She wasn't born into a family of wrestlers, nor did she have the easiest path into the industry. But she had something more powerful, a heart that didn't know how to quit. As a child, Chelsea grew up watching wrestling with her family, mesmerized by the larger-than-life characters, the storytelling, the drama, and the emotion of it all. She didn't just want to watch, she wanted to be in that ring, to live those moments, to tell her own story to the world. But dreams don't come easy, especially in a world as competitive and unforgiving as professional wrestling. Chelsea started small, training tirelessly while working other jobs to support herself. She took bumps on hard floors, traveled long hours for shows that paid little or nothing, and often came home bruised and exhausted. But she never stopped smiling. Because every match, every challenge, was a step closer to the dream she saw when she was just a little girl in front of her TV screen. Her big break came when she was trained by one of Canada's most respected wrestling coaches, Lance Storm. Under his guidance, Chelsea began to find herself, not just as a wrestler, but as a performer. She learned the art of storytelling through motion, through emotion, and through pain. In 2014, Chelsea got her first taste of the big stage when she appeared on WWE's reality competition show, Tough Enough. Though she didn't win, she left an impression, showing the world her charisma, her fire, and her never-give-up attitude. And while many would have stopped there, Chelsea saw it as just another beginning. Soon after, she began working in various wrestling promotions, from small independent rings to televised shows. She wrestled for Impact Wrestling, where she became known as Laurel Van Ness, a character who blended chaos, heartbreak, and brilliance into one unforgettable persona. She played the role of a broken bride, a woman left at the altar who completely lost her mind. It was dramatic, emotional, and intense, and Chelsea performed it like she was born for it. Fans couldn't look away. They saw something special, someone who could act, wrestle, and connect all at once. She turned pain into performance, and chaos into art. That's what made her stand out. But behind the screen, life was equally dramatic. Chelsea was fighting for recognition, battling through injuries, and facing the uncertainty that comes with the wrestling business. She didn't have an easy path, but she kept going, fueled by belief and the love of her fans. In 2018, her dream finally came true. She signed with WWE. For a girl who had worked her way through the independent circuit, it was everything she had ever wanted. She made her debut in NXT and instantly caught everyone's attention with her athleticism, confidence, and spark. But just when her momentum was building, fate struck a cruel blow. During her debut match on SmackDown in 2020, Chelsea suffered a broken wrist, a devastating injury that forced her out of competition right when her star was starting to rise. Imagine working for years, fighting every obstacle, and when you finally reach your dream stage, it's taken away in an instant. Most people would break under that weight, but not Chelsea Green. Even while injured, she refused to be forgotten. She continued to engage with fans, share her journey, and stay positive. She focused on recovery, reminding herself that setbacks don't define success, comebacks do. After months of rehab, she was ready to return, but once again, things didn't go as planned. She was released from her WWE contract before getting her full chance to shine. It was heartbreaking. Years of work, gone in a moment. But if there's one thing that defines Chelsea Green, it's that she always finds a way back. She didn't let the release crush her spirit, she let it awaken her. She went back to the independent scene, worked harder than ever, and reminded everyone why she was one of the most entertaining and fearless wrestlers out there. Her performances in promotions like NWA, GCW, and Impact once again showcased her ability to turn pain into power, humor into strength, and character into legacy. Chelsea's reinvention wasn't just physical, it was emotional. She started embracing who she truly was, unapologetically bold, funny, fierce, and driven. Fans connected to her not just as a performer, but as a person who had fallen and gotten back up over and over again. And then in 2023 the story came full circle. Chelsea Green made her triumphant return to WWE, this time on the grand stage of SmackDown. But she wasn't the same woman who left. She was stronger, smarter, and more confident. She came back with a vengeance, not bitter, but better. Her new character, full of attitude, humor, and control, instantly clicked with the audience. Whether she was complaining to the manager, stirring up chaos backstage, or dominating in the ring, Chelsea made sure every camera on her told a story. Fans cheered, laughed, and admired how she turned what could have been a career-ending setback into the start of her next chapter. But Chelsea didn't stop there. She went on to form the Green Regime, a faction that represents confidence, ambition, and self-belief. Under her leadership, it became one of the most talked about groups in WWE's women's division. Chelsea proved she wasn't just another competitor, she was a leader, a storyteller, and a symbol of perseverance. Her story resonates because it's about more than wrestling. It's about what happens when life keeps knocking you down and you keep getting back up. She faced rejection, injury, and heartbreak, but every time, she found a way to shine brighter. What makes Chelsea Green's journey so inspiring is her authenticity. She never hides her struggles, she shares them. She laughs at her own failures, turns them into lessons, and keeps pushing forward. That's what fans love: her honesty, her humor, and her unbreakable will. She once said in an interview, "You can take away my title, my job, my spotlight, but you'll never take away my fight." And that's exactly who she is. A fighter not just inside the ring, but in life. Today, Chelsea stands as one of WWE's most charismatic and resilient performers. Her story reminds young women everywhere that strength isn't about never falling, it's about rising again, no matter how hard the fall. From her early days in Victoria to leading her own stable on SmackDown, Chelsea Green has shown the world that dreams don't die, they evolve. She's living proof that even when doors close, destiny finds another way in. And through every high and low, she's done it all with grace, humor, and style. That's what makes her unforgettable. The girl who once dreamed of standing in the WWE ring now leads others with confidence and pride. The woman who once played a broken bride has become the symbol of strength and reinvention. Chelsea Green is more than a wrestler, she's a reminder that even when life writes you out of the story, you can grab the pen and start a new chapter. Her journey is far from over, in fact, it's just beginning. With every promo, every match, every laugh, and every fall, she proves that nothing can stop someone who believes in themselves. She's not just the hot mess. She's the heart that never gives up. Thank you for watching this powerful story of Chelsea Green on Channel Nation of Glory. If her journey inspired you, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more emotional stories about legends who never gave up on their dreams. Because here, we celebrate the fighters, the dreamers, and the ones who rise no matter how many times they fall.